Yo, this is kind of weird. I've never done this before. I don't know how to start this. I don't really know, but let's just get straight into it, man. Let me introduce myself. My name is Julian Bonilla. I am currently 26 years old. Probably don't look like it. Maybe I do. I don't know. I live in Houston, Texas, and I've always wanted to like put myself on the internet. I've always wanted to be a YouTuber ever since like the Call of Duty days back in Modern Warfare 2. I would say probably like 2010, around that time when FaZe was popping off and Obey and Soar and Optic and all these sniping clans and their montages. I thought it was the coolest stuff in the world, man. I'm not gonna lie. Um, but yeah, I just never proceeded with that, or I never moved forward with that dream just because I guess circumstances, or really I can't even give you an answer why. But I guess it's better late than never. You know what I'm saying? At least I tried. And this is my attempt at trying to introduce myself to you guys out here on the internet. Oh, today is currently November 28th, 2025, Black Friday. Will I be indulging in any discounts today? I would if I had a job. I am currently unemployed. What I normally would be doing is working in HVAC, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. The stuff that keeps the world cool. Yeah, that's me. But I actually got fired from my most recent job, actually, and it's kind of just like mind boggling to me because, like, it just really doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. And I don't know what my employer was thinking. I'm not gonna, put blame on him and say everything, is all his fault. I gotta take some accountability. But it's not like I went to somebody's house and destroyed their AC unit, or I did something I wasn't supposed to do, because that wasn't the case. I showed up every single day on time, sometimes even earlier, so I could, they had a taco truck, so I would pull up sometimes even an hour early, an hour, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, just so I can eat, drink, whatever, and then just relax until it's time to clock in, you know what I'm saying? So I would do that pretty frequently, you know what I'm saying? So I would show up, do that, blah 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 blah, right? So during my interview before I got the job, I explained to my boss that I'm straight out of school. I have I know the science behind how everything works. I know how this works. I know how that works. I have an idea of how everything works. I just need a teacher. I need someone to teach me and lead me on the right path so I can grow and get to the next level, which would be a technician, or an entry level technician, whatever you want to call it. You know, um, and I explained that, and he understood, and he hired me. Right, as time passes, I notice he starts becoming increasingly angry, like just verbally angry. And I never had a boss like this before. Like, you can almost like say it's like a boss from hell. It's crazy, bro. Like, I'm not even trying to exaggerate. Like, it was bad. It was bad. Okay, and I'll be the first one to say that. And I'm not hating. I'm not trying to throw any shade. It wasn't good, bro. Like, even as a boss, like, you should not be overly aggressive towards your employees unless they deserve it. But even still, like, you got to maintain a certain level of professionalism. I don't know if that's a word. Yeah, it is professionalism, and it just wasn't there. You know, it was a little small mom and pop shop, right? Yeah, so let me just get into the bones here. Let me get into the needy, greedy, nitty gritty, whatever. So every day we have different jobs lined up, and if you're in the blue collar work or whatever, you would know what I'm talking about. We have different jobs lined up for the day. You show up, you do what you got to do, you go to the next one, you finish that one, blah blah blah, so on and so forth, and then you go home. And that's what it was. That's what I did. I wouldn't complain. Like I said, I was new. I was new to this and I was still learning. So my boss would start yelling at me very aggressively. Like it wasn't even like a playful yell. Like you know when someone's like messing around, right? You could just tell when someone seems mad, but they're also not like completely mad. Like they're just joking around, like just getting on your ass type shit. But this wasn't that. This felt like, I don't know, man. I can't explain it. I just felt like I was being harassed. I probably wasn't, but it just like genuinely felt like I was being harassed. Like he would come up to me and just start screaming at me for no reason, unprovoked, and it would just catch me off guard every single time. And I remember this one time, oh, it was multiple times, but this one time in particular, I was checking out the work van to make sure we had everything stocked up and lined up, and we had everything, the inventory was checked out, we had all the air filters cut, we had everything ready for the day to get the jobs done, to go home, right? So I'm in the van making sure we have everything. The other guys, there's three guys at one van taking care of that van. Cool. I'm like, okay, maybe they don't need me. I'm trying to be as efficient as possible here. I'm not trying to like, I don't know how to explain it, but there's, like I said, there's three guys working on this van, so I just assumed they wouldn't need me. You know what I'm saying? In my head I'm like, okay, there's three guys here. Let me go to this van, make sure this van has everything, and we're good to go. So here I am looking in the van, checking out everything, and then my boss just comes out of nowhere and just starts screaming at me, bro. Like, I don't even know why. He's like, he says something along the lines of like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? They're all over there cleaning out the van. Why are you over here? Go over there, help them out." And I just gave him a look, bro. Like it was like a natural like a mean mug. I kind of just like mean mugged him like instinctively. Like it wasn't even like forced. He just started yelling at me, and I just looked at him like what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Like what's wrong with this guy? What does he expect me to be, like some top level technician or something? Yes, that's what I'm here for. Yes, I'm trying to get to that level, bro. I'm trying to help your company out. And I get yelled at and chewed out for no reason, bro. And then after that, he called me into the office with his son and the top technician of the company, and they're just like basically like talking down on me, bro. Like, oh, you're slow. Oh, you don't do this. Oh, you da 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 da. I'm just like, bro, I'm not slow. I know what I'm doing, bro. I just need a good teacher to get me to the next level. And they were just complaining, bro. Honestly, it wasn't even criticism. They were just like literally complaining. And my thing is why would you hire me if you're just gonna end up basically just disrespecting me? But the verbal aggression lasted a couple months until they fired me. Like it started pretty early on, man. Like this guy was just like, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on in his head. I don't know. There's multiple instances where he just kept yelling at me and just kind of like degrading me. It felt like one time. the vans were full or something happened. Like I said, we had hired some new guys or whatever. So two guys were in one van, two guys were in another van, and then I was riding with the boss. And I didn't mind that, bro. Like, I really didn't mind riding in the boss's truck, talking to him, having a conversation. But one time specifically, I remember was we were in the car, and like I said, he was very aggressive. He yelled a lot. That was just his character. You know, he could be a good guy, but he could be a horrible boss, and he was just a horrible boss. But yeah, we were talking, and he said he saw a lot of potential in me, and he wants me to become a technician. And I told him, like, yeah, I want to be a technician for your company. I want to be a technician for you. And I was being so honest. Like, I wasn't lying. I wasn't just trying to sugarcoat it and talk my way up into becoming a technician. That was the first company I worked for in HVAC, and I wanted to grow. You know, I genuinely did. And he was just calling me slow, this and that. I don't know what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. How many months have you been working with us? I'm just like, bro, like 3.5 months, 3 months, 3.5 months. And I'm like, bro, like, I'm trying my best. I told him that. I'm trying my best. And he said, well, your best is not good enough. And that's probably like the most hurtful thing you could say to someone, especially someone who's genuinely trying their best, and someone who's getting out of their comfort zone, someone who's never been in the industry before, you know. And after hearing that, man, my first job, my first boss, um it just really, really, really like demotivated me, um hurt my feelings. And yeah, that happened a couple months ago. It's currently the holidays. I'm still unemployed. It is what it is. You know, it almost killed my dreams of being an HVAC technician. Like, I almost just completely gave up on it because of him. Shitty boss. But I refuse to let anybody stop me from accomplishing my goals. Um, do I really want to be an HVAC technician? No. Do I want to be in the attics and doing all that stuff? No. But it's what I know, and that's just the path I was given currently. Um, so, you know, I just don't want to live a normal, basic life. I want to do something and put myself out there and just be different, you know? Sure, I can make HVAC content, but that's not what I want my fan base to be around. Like, I just want a chill fan base who can relate to me, bro. Like, just on a normal, like, human level, you know? And I'm sure a lot of you do, or a lot of you will, especially being in your mid 20s. Some people have it figured out, and some people don't, you know? And that's just the way the cookie crumbles. I don't know how this got into me talking about my job, but I guess that's gonna be the title for my first video. Boss from hell. Yeah. But it was really, honestly, a crazy experience, and I would hope nobody has to deal with what I had to deal with. Genuinely. But yeah, I mean, I could probably keep talking about it, but I'm pretty sure you guys get the idea. Um, and, you know, it was definitely a lesson learned. You know, part of me did grow thick skin from that experience. You know, the words he would say to me, they did hurt. But after a while, I just kind of became numb to it. I'm just like, oh, he's yelling again. Like it was a normal occurrence, you know what I'm saying? It was like every day he was yelling. I feel like I'm better. I'm better because of it. Because I know what I should be expecting now from a company. And it's not that. You know what I'm saying? It's not that. It's better than that. Um but yeah, man, it sucks. It really sucked. It really put me in a bad mindset. And I'm kind of still recovering from that mindset, but that's why um, I decided to get on camera and talk about it, man, because I feel like I don't really have a lot of people to talk about sometimes, you know. All my friends are busy, my parents are always busy, and you know, sometimes I just feel like I don't really have anyone to talk to. But now I have you guys, and that makes me happy. I hope you enjoyed listening to my trials and tribulations and my experience in the blue collar industry. I don't really know where I'm going with this video or what the purpose of it was, but I hope if you're watching you enjoyed at least.